Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, we are 24 days away from the 2026 Daytona 500. Each day we get a little bit more news of what's going to fill in the ARCA Menards Series, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and the Cup Series on drivers and stuff. I know the Cup's pretty much locked in. There's the other series that we kind of, each day by day, we get little pieces. We find out Tony Breitinger is going to drive for Reckley War Racing, number 27, part-time. We found out that Hailie Deegan will be returning full-time to the ARCA Menards West Series, driving for McNally Hillman Racing, where she actually drove before, actually won races in the ARCA Series, which is awesome. One thing that I have, as a fan, realized when it comes to Hailie Deegan or Tony Breitinger or Patty Moise or any of these women that have driven in NASCAR, it needs to be the right fit team-wise. There's a lot of people out there, and the crew chief actually got fired, so this is very much fact. Didn't want to listen to Hailie when she was in the Xfinity Series. Thought he knew more than she did. She's a woman, she knows nothing about racing. He got fired over it. Because the team wasn't performing, and she ended up leaving as well. She won in the ARCA West Series with Bill McNally. So I think she can win this year. I think she's top 5, at least, if not championship. So yeah, I think she needs this reset. I think she needs to be with a team that believes in her, that looks at her as a race car driver, not just a female. So good things from her this year. I'm excited. I know it's also, I think the release also said some truck races, so it'll be a 5th McNally Hillman Racing truck. Okay, you know, this guy has invested a lot in our sport. Hopefully he can get, you know, wins this year with all 5 drivers. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, so we are 24 days away from Daytona. My last single favorite driver was Jeff Gordon. Since then, I've kind of rotated. I got multiple drivers I follow. But yeah, the number 24. Prior to 1992 Atlanta, when Jeff Gordon made his NASCAR Cup Series debut, we know there was history there as well before Jeff. Butch Gilliland actually drove the 24 2 races in 1992. And then they put together the deal, you know, and I know they talk a lot about how Hendrick discovered Jeff Gordon, and him and Ray, you know, Ray talks about walking into the shop with basically nothing and building that team. Right now, the number 24 has 1,737 NASCAR Cup Series starts, 14th all-time. 109 wins, 3rd all-time. 451 top 5s, 780 top 10s, 5th all-time. 101 poles. First race for the number 24 in the Cup Series, February 5th, 1950. Last race, November 2nd, 2025. We know the 300 drivers that have driven the number 24 since 1992. Jeff Gordon, William Byron, and Chase Elliott. Beyond that, there were 65 total drivers that drive the number 24 in NASCAR Cup Series history. So there was a huge history of this car number prior to these guys in the Hendrick Motorsports. But only 2 drivers have ever won in the 24. Those 1,737 starts, 1,470 is a Chevrolet, which is expected, obviously, Hendrick Motorsports. 100 is a Ford, 76 is a Mercury, 62 Oldsmobile, 51 Buick, 50 Pontiac, 30 Plymouth, 11 Chrysler, 4 Dodge, 1 Lincoln, and 1 Hudson. Now, I can actually recall the 24 prior to Jeff Gordon. It was a white, I think it was red numerals, with Mickey Gibbs driving it. So Jeff Gordon has the most starts, obviously, in the number 24, 797 with 93 wins. So not all of his starts have came in the 24. You remember he was a substitute driver for Dale Earnhardt Jr. when Dale stepped away from his concussion issues. But Jeff never won in the 88. So he had 93 wins, 325 top 5s, 475 top 10s, and an average finish of 12.5. Cecil Gordon actually has the second most starts at 373, 27 top 5s. 102 top 10s, average finish is 17.0. William Byron, 288 starts, which is unbelievable. William Byron's been in the Cup that long. 16 wins, 65 top 5s, 120 top 10s, an average finish of 15.1. Then Chase Elliott's 2-year stint in the 24, he had 72 starts, 22 top 5s, 38 top 10s, average finish of 13.3. Ray Duhilgen, 16 starts, 4 top 5s, 11 top 10s, average finish 11.5. And then Mickey Gibbs, 15 starts, average finish of 23.2. On the Xfinity side, number 24, I was obviously still racing with Sam Hunt Racing. 616 starts for the number 24 in the Xfinity, 3 wins among 2 different drivers. 77 drivers in all have driven the number 24 in the Xfinity Series. 33 top 5s, 80 top 10s. That first race was February 13th, 1982. Last race was October 25th, 2025. Eric McClure, 129 starts, 27.5 average finish. Glenn Jarrett, yes, the brother of Dale Jarrett, 60 starts, 2 top 5s, 13 top 10s, average finish of 19.4. Joe Thurman, 46 starts, 3 top 10s, average finish of 19.8. Jack Sprague made some Xfinity starts for the 24, and that was Hendrick car at the time, I believe. 34 starts, 1 win, 9 top 5s, 15 top 10s, average finish of 14.6. Dale Jarrett, 21 starts, 1 top 5, 14 top 10s, average finish of 11.8. Connor Mozak, 21 starts in the number 24 Xfinity car, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, average finish of 25.2. And then Jeff Gordon, and I believe when Gordon drove it, it was Gordon Reverham Racing. Jeff Gordon had 11 starts, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, average finish of 11.5. Now, I started doing these countdown videos, and so I'll do some other videos next off season about kind of the history and different eras of this sport of NASCAR. And the main reason I started this, and I haven't talked about this in a minute, is a lot of these drivers just do remember these drivers. And if you listen to XM NASCAR Radio, and it's the afternoon show Dave Moody's Speedway, which a lot of people don't like Dave, but I do. He has a series called Unfiltered and Legends, and he'll interview the legends of the sport. Matter of fact, tonight we'll debut the 2-hour Hall of Fame episode of Kurt Busch. He just filmed a couple days ago, and Kurt tells his story in his words. And he does these periodically. And the very last question is always, we all don't make it out of this world alive. Someday you'll be gone, hopefully a long time from now. How do you want to be remembered? And everybody has their own, remember this, remember this, that, and the other. Something that the King Richard Petty said on this Legend series. He ended it with, "I just want to be remembered." And they kind of like, whoa, what? And that's kind of one of those things like, just so Richard Petty to say, kind of just the common thing to say, just remember me. Even though he's the king of NASCAR and never would ever touch any of his records. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of drivers out there that, because they're not champions, maybe they didn't win races, maybe they didn't win that many races, but they're not talked about, they're not remembered. And that's why I started doing videos like this, is the drivers like a Cecil Gordon, or a Mickey Gibbs, or an Eric McClure, they're not talked about in this day and age of NASCAR for any reason. And so I definitely want to, bring light to those, or remember those, founding fathers of our sport. I called in the TMD a few times, and I think the last one where I said this, it seems like I call in a lot. The last one was, they did a Mount Rushmore of NASCAR personalities. I brought up Carl Kiekhaefer. And Pete even got off call. Pete was like, I've been on this show for over how long you've been on this show. I've heard the name Carl Kiekhaefer brought up twice. So it's like, people like that, yeah, he ended up leaving the sport because of cheating, but he was part of the foundation of the sport. He was the first owner to have multiple cars. He had 5 cars. And so, that won races. Yeah, they're probably cheating, but they won races, But everybody likes cheaters, remember, because they want these crew chiefs to be able to be creative and do things they did back then, which the rule book has grown. It was a piece of paper in 1949. Now it's a freaking library. But I move on. So yeah, just remembering people is kind of the idea behind this. So on the Truck Series here, 456 starts for the number 24 in the Truck Series, 36 wins, 143 top 5s, average finish of, 229 top 10s. First race was February 5th, 1995. Last race was November 3rd, 2023. 44 different drivers through the number 24 in the Truck Series, 8 different winners. Jack Sprague leads the way. He did a 24 Quaker State truck for Hendrick Motorsports to 3 championships. 150 starts in all, 23 wins, 94 top 5s, 118 top 10s, average finish to 7.6. Justin Haley, 45 starts in the number 24 truck, 3 wins, 12 top 5s, 31 top 10s, average finish of 9.9. Jack Wood, 35 starts, 1 top 10, average finish 25.5. David Starr, 25 starts, 4 top 5s, 14 top 10s, average finish of 11.7. Travis Quapple, yes, 25 starts, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 10 top 10s, average finish of 14.0. Yes, the Travis Quapple that is Carson Quapple's father. It's amazing when we talk about, Travis Quapple or a Scotty Riggs, and it's like, oh yeah, their kids race these days. And a lot of people, the younger audience, might know a Carson Quapple, might know a Lane Riggs, but don't know who their father was who raced in the sport as well. Brett Moffitt, 23 starts, 4 wins, 13 top 5s, 17 top 10s, an average finish of 8.8. So we are 24 days away from the Great American Race. We are a little over a week and a few days away from the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray. The format just came out. I think it was posted yesterday by a lot of people. Looks like the same format as last year. There is a major storm headed to across the country, obviously the Midwest as well. We're kind of batting down for that as well. I know everyone needs to stay safe out there. I know I saw a guy online ask somebody, is NASCAR going to move the Clash because of the storm coming this weekend when the Clash is the following weekend? I'm like, if we move a race a week out because of a storm a week earlier, where do you stop doing this? Well, it might rain in Daytona in August. We need to move the race now. I mean, come on. If the race was this weekend, I would say, yeah, we probably should move it because it ain't going to happen. But that's what happens when you have an outdoor sport with no roof on it. Leave it to Marcus Smith. I bet there's a roof on Bristol in the next 10 years. But anyway, we are 24 days out. We're going to finish counting down until we get to Daytona. Man, where's the non-racing season gone? As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.